I'm here with Greg Curtis with the Good Earth Greenhouse, and today we're talking about plants that you can pass them along to your family or to friends. You can take cuttings of them, and they can actually survive for generations. Their descendants of these plants can go on for a very long time.
Yeah, we'll pick out a couple to talk about that. And what's been, with the COVID, we saw just a big influx of people doing house plants, and it's carried on into the winter. And what we saw this fall, Jeff, is people getting more interested in the older varieties of plants, things that might have had a sentimental value they saw around their mom's house or their grandmother's house. I'm gonna start off with this guy right here. If you'll hold it up for him. The African violet. My mom has a friend, and she's had some probably for 30 years plus. Not my mom, but her friend. And what she'll do is take cuttings, and then she says she'll give them away. So easy to do. It's gonna be a little more difficult than this, but what you do is you take a cutting, and then there's a rooting hormone, a powder you stick it in, find a good potting mix, and then you can just put it down and just let it start growing. And you'll get the same flowers with it as well. The other one is probably just as easy is gonna be the devil's backbone. Same thing, take a cutting, if you hold that, you can kind of see the ends of it there. We actually did some cuttings about a month ago, and that's what we did. We just did just like that, stuck it in the ground. Now, what you got to realize, Jeff, is it might take 4 or 5 cuttings to get one to get going. You were talking about being generational, so that one, because it comes off the mother plant, is probably close to 100 years old by now, because you gauge it, not that plant, but you gauge it by the plant, the original plant, so the genetics pass down all the way through.
Because the original plant
probably
came from 100 years ago.
I'd have to sit there and calculate up, because I took care of the plant. I'm not even close to that, but I took care of the plant. It was another guy's father's.
And that first plant probably has a lot of cuttings.
There's no telling. I don't know what the family's done with it, but I was fortunate enough to get some big plants.
No way to know.
You know, a couple of weeks ago we talked about Christmas cactus. Same thing with this. Easy. Just take a pinch off like that. Stick it in. You can actually take both of those. Stick them in. Give it about 3 to 4 weeks. It'll start to sprout. All these the same way. So what we brought out here are some of the plants that are going to be the easiest ones to take care of and the easiest ones to pass on, because you can take cuttings. You can go to our webpage, goodearthgarden.com, read some of our blog posts, and it'll tell you how to do it.
All right, that's about all the time we have for this week. Join us back here next week.